a love spell turned the family's life into hell. If only a woman in love knew that she would have to pay for love magic with children's lives. Welcome to Psychic Investigations, a channel of true investigations where people who call themselves psychics investigate paranormal phenomena and tangled criminal cases. Today's story is about an eerie series of children's deaths in a family. It all started after two famous clairvoyants, Olena Kurilova and Rubina Cybulska, were on their way out of a hotel in one of the western Ukrainian towns.
Alina, look. There's a dead girl over there. She's holding something in her hands. It's fire. She's saying something. Help me, help me. She was murdered, and her sister is going to be murdered soon, too. She says she won't let me go until I help her. Let me check it with my mirror. Oh my God. Ooh.
It's terrifying. The clairvoyant almost fainted. What did she see in there?
Darkness. I follow a path. And then I hear a child crying. I turn towards the crying and see something like a cell or a dungeon in front of me. There are 3 girls inside. I understand I have to save them. A woman emerged in front of me. She said, "Don't touch them, they were sold to me."
I don't get it. Is it some kind of child slavery?
I don't know.
Rubina Cybulska's temperature suddenly rose. She was taken to her room, where a doctor could examine her. Meanwhile, Olena Kurilova decided to work on the site where her colleague had seen the girl's spirit.
I see the girl. She's little and fair-haired. She's holding some kind of cup or bowl in her hands. And in it, there's something burning. A prayer. It's written in Arabic. I've seen Hayal use a similar bowl.
Olena Kurilova called the Azerbaijani clairvoyant.
It sounds like an ancient Muslim ritual that I personally use to summon spirits. However, a child can't carry out such a complicated ritual on their own.
I need your help.
Hayal Alekperov agreed immediately. On his way there, he decided to tune in to check on the dead girl and her death.
My jinns are telling me, don't be afraid of her who looks into the lake full of chimeras. She's innocent.
Back then, we couldn't even imagine what the psychic's vision meant, and how all this story would end.
Hello, Olena. How's Rubina?
The doctors gave her an injection and she's sleeping.
Show me where you saw the dead girl.
She was here, right at this place.
Her name is Ksenia. She says she will show me where I can find out about her murder.
The psychic went to the neighboring street, where he stopped in front of one of the apartment buildings.
The girl's spirit is pointing at the window of that apartment on the 1st floor.
Hello?
My name's Hayal.
Svetlana.
I see you're quite surprised.
Yes, I am surprised.
A girl's spirit brought us to your apartment. She's about 7 or 8. Her name is Ksenia. Do you know who it could be?
It's my daughter.
Did your daughter die? When did it happen?
2 months ago. She had problems with her heart.
I couldn't get it. If the girl's heart stopped, then why did she claim she'd been murdered and her sister was going to be murdered soon too?
Svetlana invited the psychics in her late daughter's room.
The book is telling me that your daughter died because of her big heart. What could it mean?
Her heart was enlarged and she needed transplantation. The left ventricle didn't work. Only the right one was working in her heart. It was so.
It turned out that the Ukrainian media even wrote a story about Ksenia's mysterious ailment. There, she was literally called the big-hearted girl, as the 7-year-old schoolgirl's heart suddenly grew 4 times within just a month.
Everyone was shocked and nobody could do anything. It was a terrible disease. Ksenia was a very energetic girl. She loved dancing and did acrobatics.
The book says that your daughter was supposed to get help in the land of elephants. What does this mean?
We were supposed to go to India to have the transplantation surgery there. When we only learned she needed the transplantation, she could still breathe herself. She was on a drip, but she still played and drew. Then we found a medical center in India. They sent us documents confirming they were ready to admit use.
The parents were informed that the price of the surgery would be $100,000. The entire Ukraine participated in the campaign to raise funds for the girl.
I calmed down a little. Everyone put up with the fact that she'd undergo the surgery. Everything was going pretty well. After she woke up that morning, she was waiting for her dad, who was supposed to bring her a cake.
I feel that your daughter was reanimated several times.
Yes. The doctor said her heart had stopped 4 times, but he'd still managed to get it going. But on the 5th try, he could do nothing. Half an hour later, her heart stopped beating. This is how it ended.
I have a feeling that the reason for Ksenia's death wasn't purely medical. Some kind of otherworldly force had been hunting her. And before she died, she saw and felt it.
Not long before Ksenia died, she indeed began seeing a strange silhouette in her room.
3 months before it happened, she began crying bitterly at nights. Once the clock struck 12, she started crying. She woke up and, crying, tried to run somewhere.
The girl ran into her mom's bedroom and was so horrified that she couldn't even explain who she'd seen.
It was terrible. I thought we'd go to the church to attend the communion service. I thought it could help her.
However, the mother didn't have a chance to take her daughter to the church. Ksenia was admitted to the hospital, so Svetlana decided to go to the church and place a candle for her daughter's health.
But the candles fell to the floor from the candle holder. I was terribly shocked.
Svetlana says it was then that she realized that some evil spirit wanted to take her daughter to the other world.
Your daughter has returned to save her sister, Ivanka. I feel something terrible has been happening to her recently.
Recently, Ivanka, who is a year older than Ksenia, has also begun seeing somebody's shadow in her room. After that happens, the girl starts suffocating.
After I take her to my bed, she feels better and can sleep.
Doctors can't explain the reason behind Ivanka's strange fits of suffocation, and her mother fears she can lose her second daughter too.
Ivanka is the only child I have left. We fear so much to even think of the possibility of losing her. It's terribly hard.
Especially given that, lately, the mother has had the recurring dream of burying Ivanka.
I was afraid to tell anybody of this dream because you can't even describe how awful it is. We don't know what to do and where to go.
Svetlana, your daughter's spirit is here. She's smiling. And there are dimples on her cheeks. She's holding your hand.
She says, I come to visit you at night and put my hand on your face.
When I wake up, I have a feeling that she's next to me.
After little Ksenia died, she wishes to protect Ivanka from the murderous, otherworldly spirit.
The sisters shared the bedroom and attended the same school. They both did gymnastics and were inseparable. Their mother says it took her a while before she found the courage to tell Ivanka her sister was no more.
We didn't tell her. And only when I was back home after the funeral, Ivanka asked me, "Where's Ksenia?" I told her, "Do you know who angels are?" She said, "Yes, they live next to God in the heaven." And I told her, "Well, our Ksenia is also an angel now."
My jinns say the force that killed your daughter is related to a woman and a strange ritual she carried out.
At that moment, Rubina Tsibulska called the psychics and told them she knew the name of the woman who was hunting Svetlana's daughters.
Hello?
My mother's spirit visited me. She told me I had to look for a woman named Nina. She's dead. It's her who's hunting the children. And then Mom showed me the number, 25.
Who is Nina?
My mother.
Is your mother alive?
Yes.
Then who is Nina that died? Whose spirit is that?
I don't know.
Rubina's mother also showed her the number 25.
What was the date of Ksenia's death?
March 25th.
Svetlana, hold on. My jinns are telling me that the evil spirit visited you on that date.
It was also the day when my elder daughter, Nadia, drowned. 11 years ago, on March 25th, my girl drowned. She went to play with a boy and drowned in a pond.
Svetlana and her family lived in a house outside the town. There was a little pond on the house's grounds. It was where they found the body of 4-year-old Nadia.
My husband ran to pull her out. We tried to bring her back to life, but we didn't succeed.
Svetlana says that her little girl died within minutes, while she herself went inside to make sandwiches for the children.
Wait up. Ivanka almost drowned in that pond, too.
Yes, she fell in the water.
You saved Ivanka from death at the last moment.
I tried.
Was it like something dragged her in?
Yes.
What date was it?
March 25th.
Hayal, the 25th again?
It can't be. What kind of date is that? And why did Ivanka almost die, like both of her sisters, on March 25th?
I have a feeling that the grounds of the house you used to live in are literally soaked with necrotic energy.
In an hour, the psychics and Svetlana are in the village where the family used to live. Currently, the house stands empty. The pond has dried out and overgrown with grass. However, Svetlana still can't bear to look at this place.
This is the pond. In it, my eldest daughter drowned. It's so hard.
It's a great grief to lose 2 children.
I don't know what could take her here. She'd never approached it before. She didn't even know the path that led here.
A woman's spirit brought her here. First, she took Nadia's life, and then Ksenia's. I see a dark-haired woman. She's shouting out something that sounds like a curse. She says, if the children come here, they'll die.
Look at this wind.
It's unbelievable. No sooner had the psychics said something about the woman than the powerful wind rose. Could it be somehow related to the evil force that's been hunting the children?
Who is this woman?
She was our neighbor. We often had disagreements about the garden's boundary. She lived in this house.
Svetlana says the pond was on the boundary right between both estates, and the neighbor forbade anyone to approach it. She even threatened that otherwise their children would die.
We always fought over the boundary. She said, "Don't even approach here. It's my garden. That's it."
But after she died, you didn't abide. You used the pond and took water from it.
Yes.
I feel that your neighbor had magical abilities.
People feared her, claiming she was a witch.
The evil force lived in this pond. Your neighbor was the one who bound it to this place.
Some kind of negative energy was dumped in it.
And after that, Nadia died here, and Ivanka almost died.
Incredible. Is the dead neighbor the murderous woman who carried out the ritual and who the psychics have been looking for?
At that moment, I saw the neighbor standing in front of the pond, which was crawling with a huge number of spirits. She was holding a candle and whispering something. But it wasn't a spell, but a prayer. The woman was sealing the spirits in the water. What was the woman's name?
Hannah.
But we were supposed to find the dead woman named Nina. Could it be a mistake? Don't be afraid of her who looks into the lake full of chimeras. She's innocent. Does it mean she's not the murderer? But why was the pond full of evil spirits that got there because of her?
She was said to help people.
I know that many people arrived to see her.
The woman dumped all the negative energy from sick children into the pond, while her words that nobody could approach the pond weren't curses. It was a warning. I feel that right before she died. This woman sealed the pond. This is why there's no trace left of it.
But I don't understand whose spirit has been murdering your daughters. And why would it do it? Olena, let's go inside, quick. Xenia's spirit is standing here. Little Nadia is with her, and Xenia's holding another girl in her hands. It's a little baby.
One little coffin. 2, 3. 3 coffins. Who's the third?
I had another daughter, Olia. She was 7 months old.
So you had another daughter who died?
Yes.
What a spine-chilling story. Being only 36, this poor woman has already buried 3 daughters.
The youngest girl, she was 7 months old, got ill too. She had a bad cough. It was so strong that she suffocated. She was diagnosed with pneumonia. We went to the hospital. We spent a month there, and she seemed to have recovered and was fine, so we were discharged and could go home.
However, once the woman returned home with her daughter, the girl died. Little Olya's heart stopped.
I don't even remember the day when we came back home. I can't recall a thing, as we were all deeply shocked.
But I have a feeling that the girl died on the other date.
Yes.
Little Olya died 3 months after Nadia's demise, on June 30th. The mother says she doesn't even remember how that year passed.
I don't know how that year passed. It was like the time stopped for me. It was hard.
Does it mean it's got nothing to do with the date? Was it an awful coincidence? Svetlana, your daughter's spirit says we must visit her grave. There, we'll see who murdered Xenia and her sisters.
15 minutes later, the psychics and Svetlana are at the graveyard. Rubina Tsibulska feels better now, so she's joined her colleagues.
At the girls' graves, I saw the woman that I'd felt at the beginning of the investigation. This woman saying that her name is Nina, and she's saying the phrase, "I took what belongs to me."
Ksenia's spirit is telling me that the woman was lonely and had no children while she was alive. And she and her sisters served as a recompense for the ritual that had been carried out on this woman's grave.
They were taken because of the magic of love. I see a young woman. She goes to a sorceress and says, "I love him. Make him be mine and nobody else's."
Svetlana, have you ever asked a sorceress to help you with your love life?
I haven't. I've never asked anybody to bring me love.
The sorceress says, "Go and don't worry, I will do it. I'll do it myself." Then she carried out the ritual at the graveyard. There are many ways to cast a love spell. One of such rituals is carried out at a graveyard. A sorceress uses it to ask a dead woman's spirit for love for her client.
When a love spell is put on a man to make him love a woman, The sorceress must find the grave of a woman with the same name as the woman who's ordered the ritual. Therefore, if the dead woman's spirit's name is Nina, then the client was also Nina.
The only Nina I know is my mother.
Svetlana, did your mother ask a sorceress for a love spell?
She indeed went to a sorceress once. That woman was a foreigner?
The sorceress promised Svetlana's mother love, but didn't warn her she would have to pay for it.
And now, the woman's spirit is taking what she lacked while she was alive. Children.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Wait. I see a crescent on the sorceress' neck. The neighbor who helped your mother was a Muslim.
She could be a Muslim. She adhered to a different faith.
That sorceress carried out the same ritual for summoning spirits as I do, through fire.
Then I realized why Ksenia's spirit was holding a burning prayer in her hands.
I'm going to try to break up the contract, so at least Ivanka is well. Now your daughter's spirits are free. Ksenia says, "Mom, I have to go now."
Forgive me that I couldn't help you. Farewell, Ksenia. Thank you so much for your help. We'll hope we'll be all right.
How terrible it is, so many children's deaths in the same family, and the reason for all of them was magic. If only the poor woman's mother had known about the consequences of the magical rituals, these events could have probably been avoided. The ghost of a woman in white took the life of a little boy. Don't miss out. Terrible vengeance from the other world. What is the responsibility of the dead child's mother? A Ukrainian family of the Adamchuks asked the psychics for help. The little boy in this video is Mikita. He's less than 1 year old. The boy has only learned to walk recently. If only his mom, who shot this video, had known her healthy and carefree son would be gone several weeks later.
I woke up and saw him lying. His eyes were open, but he wasn't reacting at all.
The boy was only 1 year old. He had undergone a routine medical checkup which revealed no signs of any ailments.
The doctor's conclusion came as a shock: severe poisoning with unknown substances. But what substances were they? And how did they end up in the baby's body?
The experts failed to identify what particular substance caused the boy's death and what could possibly include it.
Alla has another son, Ivan. The boy is 5. The woman says she has recently started having nightmares in which her elder son dies too.
I had a dream of me standing at a cemetery and saying, "For the peace of Ivan's soul."
The mother is worried her elder son is also in danger.
He almost never got ill, but recently, severe nosebleeds started.
Mom. Mommy.
Alla and her family live in a small Ukrainian village. Her husband, Oleksandr, is a builder and often goes to work abroad. The woman spends most of her time alone with the children. After her son died, she lost the sense of her life, and she cries all the time.
She asked God to give her another baby so she wouldn't cry as much for Mikita.
Several months later, Alla's prayers were heard. She got pregnant again. She's now in her 7th month of pregnancy. However, for the past 3 months, the young mother has been suffering from nightmares. In those dreams, her newborn baby dies.
In one dream, I was told that my baby would die 10 days after birth.
Our project's experts, Larisa Hutsanu and Jana Shulakova, agreed to help the young mother.
I see a middle-aged woman. She has dark hair that falls on her shoulders, and her chin is massive. It's really heavy. She looks at me, and her gaze is so sharp that it gives me chills all over my body. She says she needs this woman's children.
While waiting for Allah, Jana Shulakova also saw a terrible vision.
A block of ice with a little boy frozen inside it. He's rolled up in a ball in there. It's so eerie.
Hello.
Hello.
This is my son Ivan.
Hi there.
I fear for my children.
Let's go look at the boats.
Jana Shulakova decided she would first speak to Allah's son, so she took him for a walk in the park. Meanwhile, Larisa Hutsanu stayed to work with his mother.
I have dreams of losing my baby.
The threat is real. I heard a female voice saying, "I'll take them away from you. You don't need the children," but I didn't tell Allah about this.
Suddenly I had a vision of a boy falling into some foul-smelling green sludge, struggling for breath. I realized that the child was also in danger. Are you afraid to stay home alone?
I am.
Afraid, right?
He cries at night, shouting out something like, "Please don't." But when he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't remember what he was shouting. Last night, he hardly slept at all.
I see some kind of evil entity. And the entity is female. She's rather baleful, strong, and terrifying. She's threatening. I see that one boy is gone, and the other is supposed to be gone too.
We'll do our best to help you out. Don't cry.
I had the impression that Allah had opened a forbidden door, with death standing right behind it.
But where did this unknown force come from, and why is it threatening to deprive the young mother of her children?
Larisa, it's so weird. I'd say the child burned from the inside.
It's like he's sleeping, but his eyes are open.
It's a coma.
The boy was weak for a few days before the coma. He barely ate and had a temperature. His family believed it was because of teeth, which began cutting through recently.
His first 4 teeth began coming through. Naturally, he was very naughty.
If only the young mother had known how she was mistaken. Allah woke up at 4 in the morning for some reason and went to check on her little son, who was sleeping in his crib. But when she touched him, the baby didn't stir.
His eyes were open, but he wasn't reacting at all.
Mikita was taken to the hospital. He was admitted to the intensive care unit.
His heart was failing, and they were trying to save him. The doctors didn't think he would live.
Allah didn't lose hope that her son would survive. She spent day and night at his crib, barely sleeping, and singing him his favorite lullabies.
We went to the church to pray. We cried. While he was on the drip in the intensive care unit, I spoke to him.
Mikita spent 7 days at the intensive care, until he died.
Mikita is in the heaven. His heart stopped.
Your mother-in-law, I see her giving him something.
Whispering in his ear, I went to pick up tomatoes, and she gave him a watermelon.
The boy's death triggered an investigation into the possible intended killing. All of his relatives were suspects.
The investigators in charge of the case suspected that the baby was poisoned by the watermelon offered to him by his grandmother. However, medical professionals remain uncertain about the specific toxic substance that caused Mikita's death.
It turned out that the entire family ate the watermelon the boy was allegedly poisoned with, and none of the family members, including the children who also ate it, got poisoned.
I saw a short woman with dark, shoulder-long hair and a thick, heavy chin, and her eyes were evil.
What woman is the clairvoyant describing? Who is she?
Allah sees signs of the death following her in her own house, and the signs are quite peculiar. It's fire, That is, light bulbs may go on by themselves, wall sockets may crackle, wires or the TV can sparkle.
The sockets in our home are constantly circuiting and wires caught fire several times.
Yes, you can have fire at home.
The TV started burning once. If I'd slept for half an hour more, we would have all suffocated and died.
It happened on Easter. The next morning, the family was going to go to the church to have the Easter cake sanctified.
The TV burned out of a sudden.
Animals also feel it.
We have a dog. She howled into the window.
I feel a force that's roaming around, taking away children.
Allah shared that. A few days before the psychics arrived, she had a nightmare that gave her chills. In it, she went out of her house and saw a woman standing in the yard.
And she told me, Allah, nobody else arrived. I am the only one who arrived, and I brought you bad news. You'll give birth soon, and your baby will die in 10 days.
Tell me, please. Did your son hear the spirit of death?
When it happened to my Kita, I heard distinct footsteps in the attic. Somebody was walking there. I got so scared, thinking someone had courage to climb in there in broad daylight. But when I went to check it, there was nobody there. And recently, while I was putting Ivan to sleep after lunch, he told me, Mom, there's somebody in the attic.
We need to check the house.
The clairvoyants go to the house where the Adamchuks live.
Larissa, are you unwell?
I don't feel well. Stop the van, please. She's just attacked me.
Does anybody have a tissue? Larissa's bleeding.
This is incredible. But a few hours before the psychics arrived, something similar happened to Ivan. What could it be? A mere coincidence or a mystical regularity?
Careful, the bleeding is strong.
This woman came to me. She said, I'm going to strangle you, but she didn't want me. She said, I came for her children. She's here for Ivan.
Why Ivan? Why does she want me and my children? Who is this woman?
This woman, she's dead. That is, a spirit from the netherworld took away your baby's son. It's killing children.
Larissa Hutsanu feels better now. So, Allah takes the psychics into her yard. Is the source of all her troubles somewhere in her house? Larissa Hutsanu stays in the yard, but Jana Shulikova and Allah go inside the house. What do the psychics feel?
There's something in here.
Shock. The TV turned on its own.
What is this?
I don't know how it happened. You can't turn it on without the remote.
What's that?
A strange rumble comes from nowhere.
The woman in white.
I saw the woman in white. She was very tall.
Allah says she saw the woman in white in the house. The ghost was walking around the rooms.
We were in the bedroom, and I really saw the long-haired woman pass by it.
And after that, the young mother began having the nightmares in which this otherworldly entity threatened her.
The woman in white. Could she be the woman Larissa saw? Larissa. What an eerie house.
I saw the woman in white. She passed by this door. She's tall, she has long hair, and she's dressed in all white. She looked at me and then went there.
She had a heavy chin and a spiteful look in her eyes. Let's work a little more, okay?
I got the feeling that fire was scorching my body. I felt it in that house. But it wasn't the house itself that was burning, but icons of saints.
When I only entered the yard, the cards showed me a woman burning something, you see? Icons were burned here. The woman built the house.
An old woman named Parascovia built this house.
Did she have a daughter? Was it her daughter who burned the icons?
Her daughter, who burned the icons, lived here for a long time.
Burning icons is a serious sin. They give you divine protection. If you destroy them, you lose the divine protection.
Parascovia was a fervent believer and had many icons, but her daughter didn't admit the icons could help.
The woman was severely punished for burning the icons. Her punishment was death.
Indeed, the locals say the woman who burned the icons died tragically. She had lung cancer and burned down in several months. But what is the connection between this terrible story to Maikita's death and the things that are threatening Allah's other children?
This yard, it feels like somebody is buried here. Is it a baby?
Larissa!
Quiet, calm down.
I can't.
Quiet.
Water. Do you have water?
Take a seat over here.
What's in the well? What's in the well?
I don't know. By the time we moved in, it was already blocked. It was blocked with lots of litter.
I have a vision. A woman walks, holding a bundle. There's a baby in the bundle. She carries the baby to a well and drops it in, and the baby dies.
Look, on our way here, I told you about it. A block of ice and a baby boy frozen inside it.
We asked the locals, and they told us that 10 years ago, a local woman dropped her newborn baby in the well, the one that is in Allah's yard.
She killed her baby because she was crazy or something. After she drowned the baby, she died herself.
The boy who his mother didn't want. He was left, thrown away.
But what relation does it have to the house?
The female entity.
She takes away children. The children she takes away are those who were abandoned by their parents. God gives us children, and we must look after them. I'll never wish for any mother to lose her children. But on the other hand, it's your fault too. Did you distance yourself from your children?
Nobody understands what the clairvoyant is talking about. Allah's silent. What does it all mean?
Currently, it's not a family. This boat is barely keeping afloat.
Yes, I sometimes fear myself. So much anger gathers in me occasionally.
It turned out Allah and her husband often have scandals because the woman feels lonely. The man spends most of his time abroad, while she stays home with the children. The house and the garden are her responsibility.
At times I'm overwhelmed with rage, and I start nagging and shouting.
They often fight for nothing. And the kid may sometimes get a cuff on his nape too.
Sometimes, I can't even control myself. When Yvonne comes to me to ask me something, it causes such aggression in me that I'm unable to hold it back.
And you also directed your aggression at Maikita just like you do with Yvonne.
Yes, it happened. When Yvonne and Maikita both cried, I locked myself in the room and closed my ears. It drove me insane. I couldn't bear to hear them. Everything irritated me. I rarely play with my son. I don't want to play.
God doesn't give us children as toys. We must protect them and guarantee a future for them. You're lucky to have children so easily. You don't know how people pray to God to at least conceive a baby to simply feel pregnant. Your son didn't feel wanted here. You see? He didn't feel like anyone was paying attention to him. You simply came up to him, checked if he was okay, and then left.
You showed weakness.
And that was it. This entity, the woman I saw, she takes away children who are neglected because she watches over such children. There are millions of entities roaming the world, but people attract them themselves.
And if Allah doesn't accept this, she'll keep losing her children.
I don't understand how I could control it. I don't want to shout at them, but I don't understand why I do it.
This is laziness. You're too lazy to make an effort.
Larissa Hutsanu takes the woman inside the house to bring her to her senses. Zhana Shulikova stays in the yard. She asked almost the entire crew to leave her alone. She says she's going to put a protection spell on the young family's house, and nobody is supposed to see her do it.
I'll leave you a candle, so you feel better. Burn it in front of the icon of Mother Mary and baby Jesus. You'll become a true mother, and no entity will ever enter your house to do any harm to anybody. Pray for your children, so nothing bad enters here to harm them. But above all, it's about you, and only then it's about the entities. You must protect your home. Why is a woman believed to be the one who protects the home?
What are you, first of all? You're a mother, and then you're a wife. Be responsible for your children and for what you say and do. Don't take it as an obligation. Make it a part of your life, or else, when they get older, you'll regret not spending time with them, but living a life confined to yourself.
If only I could go back in time. I'd like to change it.
Change yourself.
After meeting the psychics, the woman changed her life drastically, and she decided to start everything from scratch. While we were preparing the episode, Allah gave birth to a boy she named Bowden. He's 4 months old now, and he's a healthy and happy baby. Her elder son, Ivan, is also doing well.
Everything is fine at the moment. And thank God nothing is bothering us. I often think about how it could have ended if I hadn't reached out and asked for help. My pregnancy went well, and the delivery went without any problems. Everything was all right. I carried the baby and gave birth to him, and he's absolutely okay.
This is hard to believe, but the mother's indifference toward her own children ended in tragedy. Thankfully, the life of the family changed for the better.
A vengeful spirit. Everyone who sees the deceased athlete in their dreams dies. Don't miss out. What terrifying secret lies buried beneath the home of the woman's brother? This small house belongs to an ordinary family of the Yushchenkos. Kirilo, the father, his wife Tetiana, and their children, 9-month-old Kostya and 5-year-old Karina. Kirilo works as a security guard, while Tetiana is a homemaker. Although everything in their lives appeared normal, the family had recently been overcome with intense fear.
There's been more than one threat to my wife's life.
It all started 6 years ago. One morning, Tetiana woke up feeling unwell. Her temperature had soared to 40 degrees Celsius, so she called a doctor. He came and reduced the fever, but couldn't explain its cause.
It was a shock to me.
Soon after, Tetiana became pregnant. But just 1 month into her pregnancy, she was hospitalized due to excruciating abdominal pain.
Everyone was worried. It was truly awful.
Doctors had no explanation for what was happening. Tetiana's tests were all normal. She was sent home, but soon the painful episodes recurred about 10 times.
Like a wheel turning one after another.
Thankfully, the birth went smoothly, and the baby was born healthy. But danger continued to loom over Tetiana. One night, she suddenly got out of bed and, sleepwalking, leaned out of the window.
She was asleep, her eyes closed, but she was walking.
By morning, Tetiana remembered nothing. Kirilo was shaken, thinking that had he not stopped her,
she might have walked straight outside. And beyond their home, there's either a busy highway just 100 meters away, or a swamp that could have swallowed her.
I'm afraid we could lose Mom. I love my mom. I'm scared something will happen to her.
Kirilo shares his daughter's fear because every time Tetiana is in danger, he has dreams of his deceased sister, Natalia. She passed away 10 years ago at the age of 27 due to a sudden stroke. Kirilo struggled deeply with her loss.
It was a shock for me, a void in my soul.
2 years after Natalia's death, Kirilo met Tetiana. Life seemed to be improving, but now he fears his beloved wife could die too.
Every time I see my late sister in my dreams, something bad happens to my wife.
I need the psychics to come. When they come, they will protect my mom.
Psychics Jana Shulikova and Zaman Sipatayev will attempt to uncover the truth behind this haunting mystery.
I see the eyes of a predator watching its prey, then a leap. It attacks and tears it apart. There's a sea of blood. I see the image of a tree, but it's strange. It resembles a gravestone.
I had a vision of a small yard, a house and children playing. There were 3 of them. Then one of the little ones walked up to me, took my hand, and I saw a horrifying picture. These children seem to be asleep. They're wrapped in sheets, placed into a pit and covered with soil. Their parents are the ones doing this. The horror made me shudder. Hello?
Hello. I've been waiting for you.
Can we go inside?
Yes, of course.
Oh, what a smile. Oh, great, look what I have for you.
Kirilo's daughter was also eagerly awaiting the psychic's arrival.
Something feels very off here. Kirilo recently received a clear sign regarding his wife.
Kirilo explained that just 2 weeks before the psychics arrived, he had another dream of his sister. The next morning, his wife fell ill again.
The doctors had to take me from home with a fever of 40.
But why do Kirilo's dreams about his deceased sister always foreshadow misfortune?
A condition where your head feels like it's splitting apart. An unbearable pain.
My sister suffered a brain hemorrhage.
According to forensic medical reports, the cause of death was a stroke.
Natalia lived apart from her brother with her partner. One day, she suddenly felt unwell and called an ambulance.
Then at the hospital, the brain hemorrhage occurred. Instant death.
Kirilo learned about his sister's hospitalization from her fiancé. He rushed to see her, but was too late.
I didn't notice anyone around me. It was a huge shock.
She was highly disciplined in sports and had a strong will.
Her life was all about sports.
Natalia did biathlon, a winter Olympic sport combining cross-country skiing with rifle shooting.
She was a silver medalist at the European Championships and won many competitions. She had many trophies. Most of them were for the first place.
5 years before her death, Natalia became a biathlon coach.
It was her sport that ultimately led to her demise. Her health problems had started in her youth, from the moment she entered the sport.
As it turned out, Natalia Yushchenko had complained of general weakness and dizziness ever since she started biathlon.
She often had headaches.
These symptoms are common among young athletes who train excessively, don't get enough rest, and lack essential vitamins and minerals.
It was unbearably hard for Kirilo to deal with his sister's death.
I always looked up to her. We lived near each other and spoke often.
The grief was so overwhelming that, at one point, Kirilo even contemplated suicide.
I revved up my motorcycle, and then it suddenly stalled. I had to push it home, but the next day, it started as if nothing had happened. A paradox.
Kirilo is sure that his sister's spirit prevented him from dying that day.
Maybe she was the one who stopped me.
It has been almost 10 years since Natalia's death. Why does she now appear in Kirilo's dreams? Only for something bad to happen to his wife afterward.
Your sister comes to you in dreams to shield you from something.
Kirilo's sister, Natalia, did not die just like that. Some otherworldly force took her. But what's most terrifying is that this same force is now trying to take Kirilo's wife. This is precisely what Natalia is trying to warn her brother about. At that moment, I heard ringing laughter. Children were playing outside. It was the same laughter I'd heard in my dream. It's a sign. I suggest we go outside.
Did you see that?
Yes, children.
Who are the psychics seeing? What children are they talking about?
Let's go over there. They're literally running away.
But who are those children? Why were they in the yard? And what is truly happening to Kirilo's wife?
Suddenly, I had an image. A fair-haired, very delicate young woman. Nighttime. She's asleep in her bed. Then, as if startled by a nightmare, she suddenly sits up in terror. That's when I realized. Just like Kirilo, she saw Natalia in her dream.
As it turns out, Kirilo's sister had a close friend, Olena.
They were very good friends, very close.
A few months after Natalia's death, she began appearing to her in her dreams, and soon Olena was stabbed to death.
When Olena was murdered, it was another devastating shock.
This is horrifying. Could Kirilo's wife suffer the same dreadful fate?
If Kirilo's sister also appeared to Olena in her dreams, then we need to go to her home. There, we might understand what she was trying to communicate.
Kirilo knows where Olena's family lives, so the psychics now head there.
I heard a woman weeping, but it wasn't Natalia or Olena's spirit. It was coming from another woman. I realized it was the mother of the murdered woman. Hello.
This is Lyudmila Borovi. She is 55 years old, and she's an ordinary housewife. Olena was her only daughter, a stunning beauty, a dedicated athlete, and a two-time World Biathlon Championship medalist.
She was a bronze medalist at the World and European Championships.
In her final years, Olena worked as a coach at a youth sports school.
My dear baby, my little flower, your mommy can't stop crying. Where is my beloved child?
Olena Demidenko neighbor found her body on her way to work around 6 a.m. She immediately called the police.
The police came and said, your daughter has been murdered. She was lying outside at the entrance.
Olena Demidenko's death was caused by multiple stab wounds to the chest.
I saw the eyes of a predator again. It felt like I was in a beast's lair where it had torn apart its prey.
The murder weapon was not found at the crime scene. Moreover, all the money and valuables from her home were missing.
Just a day before the tragedy, on June 17th, Olena had celebrated her 28th birthday.
The last guests left Olena Demidenko's home around midnight. She stayed with her boyfriend. By morning, she was found dead, and the man had disappeared without a trace.
Olena had started dating the man just 2 months before her death. They quickly decided to live together.
I had a vision. After committing the murder, the man packed his belongings and fled.
The police are almost certain that Olena Demidenko was killed by her partner, who had prior convictions, including for murder.
According to Olena's mother, neither the family nor Olena herself knew about her boyfriend's criminal past.
She didn't know anything about him. He never showed any signs, at least.
But how is Olena's death connected to what's happening to Kirillo's wife? Why is she constantly in danger?
She dreamt about her own death.
She told me, "Mom, I will die soon." She dreamt of it and called for me.
Who did she see?
Natalia Yushchenko.
The signs Olena received indicated that she was being pursued by some otherworldly force.
The psychics arrived at the site where Olena Demidenko's mutilated body was found. She had bought this house 2 years before her death.
She lay here like this.
Near the victim's body, a pepper spray canister was found. It seems Olena tried to fight back against her attacker. The suspect in Olena Demidenko's murder was detained. He was taken into custody and the investigation is currently underway.
At that moment, I had a vision of a man brutally stabbing and murdering people. I thought I was seeing Olena's killer, but then I realized it was someone else. Even more disturbingly, he was a relative of the victim.
What does this mean? Could one of Olena's relatives be the murderer?
Natalia's spirit appeared beside me. She took my hand and led me inside the house. I'm going to ask something strange, but I see a man. He is a murderer.
He's holding a knife and his hands are bloody.
Olena's great-grandfather. He was a terrifying bandit. After the revolution, they robbed and killed people on the roads.
The man who viciously slaughtered women and children, he is a relative of the murdered Olena. He killed people just as brutally as she was killed.
My little girl.
It turns out that Lyudmila had always feared that she would have to pay for the sins of her husband's ancestor with her own child's life.
When I got married, people approached my grandmother and said, "Why are you giving your granddaughter to this cursed family?"
Natalia knew about this, which is why she appeared in Olena's dreams, trying to warn her. Stop blaming yourself, stop it. You are not at fault here.
But why then did Natalia's spirit lead the psychics to this woman's family?
There were supposed to be 3 of them, 3 friends. 2 are dead and 1 remains. The 3rd woman.
She's in danger, do you understand it?
And she's involved in the same sport as Natalia.
It's Anna Krivonos. She's also a biathlete. I recently spoke to her mother and she said, "I saw Natalia and Olena in a dream and told me not to worry, as they would all be together soon."
Now the 2 of them are warning that Anna must watch out.
We will do everything possible to protect her and keep her safe.
So, did Natalia's spirit lead the psychics to Olena's mother to save the life of another of her friends? But why does death still linger over Kirillo's wife?
We decided to return to Kirillo's home.
Thank you. Wishing you all the best. Be blessed. Thanks for coming.
By the time the psychics arrived at Kirillo's house, night had fallen.
Many spirits need to leave this place. The dead are bound to it.
It turns out that the house where Kirillo's family now lives was built by his grandparents. Most of the family lived there. Over time, many of them passed away.
My uncle died at 35. He injured his legs with log and developed gangrene. Then another uncle died. He fell from a ladder.
Everyone who lives in this house is eventually taken by the same force. It once took Natalia, and now it's threatening Tatiana's life.
There is definitely some force here.
I have this sense that there are always many children playing in the yard, enjoying themselves. Have you noticed, for example, if you leave toys outside at night, do they disappear or move to a different spot?
No, not really.
Once again, the psychics are seeing children. But who are they?
Kirillo and Tatiana's daughter also senses an unseen presence in the house. Those children play with her, and this is very dangerous because these games could lead to death.
Incredibly, 5-year-old Karina says she often sees bats in her room. She is convinced they want to take her mother away.
I see bats often. They play with my toys. If these bats take my mom, I will cry.
The 3 ghosts' boys are ready to communicate. They constantly watch from around the corner. Zaman, where do we go? Is this viburnum? It's considered a conduit between the worlds of the living and the dead. It grows on the property.
I went to close the chicken coop, but there was no viburnum.
Incredibly, then where did this viburnum come from in the yard?
I see the phantoms of those children and their hands are red.
They seem to be playing with the viburnum. They're the same kids I saw in my dreams. But what terrified me most was the fact that their parents buried them while they were still asleep. How can a cemetery exist on the grounds of one's own home?
These spirits, they are sealed here.
They're trapped. The children were buried without a proper ceremony, without any rites. Now, they're stuck between the worlds of the living and the dead. They select people from their surroundings whom they like the most. And they try to take them away just to play. That's why death has visited Kirillo's home so frequently.
It turns out that over 50 years ago, Kirillo's uncle buried his twin children here. And a year later, another young boy.
They're buried under the apple tree. I know they weren't allowed to be buried in a cemetery.
Most likely they died from sudden infant death syndrome. That's why they seem to be sleeping.
It's unbelievable. Does it mean that every family member in this house is in mortal danger because of the unrest of the little souls? And that's why Tatiana and possibly her daughter could die anytime?
Zaman and I decided to use fire to help the kids' souls leave the place where they have been trapped so many years. Fire will open a portal through which their spirits will finally move on and never again trouble Kirillo's family. The flames are turning green. What we have done was right.
Thank you.
Everything will be fine for you now.
You helped us a lot.
A horrific revenge of a ghost. Why is the poltergeist chasing a young woman? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a terrifying crime. This is Natalia Krivenchuk from Ukraine. She is 28 and she thinks about death every day.
Since my husband Mikhailo died, I've been afraid that I will end up with him in the other world, and my child will be an orphan.
The woman is convinced that after his death, Mikhailo took her second husband to the other world and is now trying to kill Natalia herself.
He appeared in my dream, saying he wouldn't give me to anyone and I would die soon.
Natalia met Mikhailo 4 years ago, but shortly after the wedding, the heart of the healthy 36-year-old man suddenly stopped.
His blood pressure shot up. We called an ambulance, but his heart simply stopped.
The couple lived in marriage for only a year. At the moment of her husband's death, Natalia was 7 months pregnant. Premature labor occurred on the day of Mikhailo's funeral.
Oxygen wasn't reaching the baby. My kidneys started to fail.
Doctors saved Natalia and her son, but the boy was born very weak.
He's handicapped. He's got cerebral palsy.
She cried all the time. But then she found strength in herself and pulled herself together because she understood that she had to live on for the sake of her son.
Constantly visiting doctors with her baby, Natalia often had to call a taxi. One day, her old acquaintance Victor turned out to be their driver. He began to help Natalia and support her and her little son.
It's hard to find someone like him who will treat someone else's child as his own, especially since the child is handicapped.
Natalia decided to create a new family, but she couldn't even imagine that she would stay alone again.
Victor died. His heart stopped.
Natalia believes that it was Mikhailo who took Victor to the other world because the day before it happened, he appeared in her dream again and said that he wouldn't give her to anyone.
I felt like I was suffocating. I was shaking a lot.
The woman is sure that in his desire to be with her, the deceased Mikhailo will take her to the other world as well. The first time this thought occurred to Natalia was when she felt a strong push in the back in an empty gym.
I hit hard and couldn't get up because I hurt my head badly.
Natalia was taken to the hospital with a concussion.
Please help me.
Clairvoyants Yana Pasinkova and Olga Kalinova responded to Natalia's plea for help.
I had a very strange dream. I was standing in a large room. Next to me, there was a couple of newlyweds. When I approached them, I saw the groom giving the bride a glass. The woman took a sip and fell dead. And the man leaned over her and watched her die. And after she fell dead, another woman appeared in front of the man in a white dress, but she was beheaded.
What I see is a road and a car standing on it. A couple, a man and a woman, argue. I look ahead. Oh God. There's a dead child lying on that road.
This is unbelievable. The window opened itself.
Yana, it's the spirit of a man. He's saying something. It's all my fault. Reveal the secret of the murder.
What murder does he mean?
I don't understand it.
20 minutes later, the psychics are at Natalia's.
Natalia was coming out of the building, and right next to her, I saw the spirit of a little girl in a yellow dress. When she noticed I was looking at her, the girl disappeared. At that moment, I couldn't even imagine why she had come.
Thank you so much for agreeing to help me.
It's terrible what you've been through.
The card of the murder. Was your Mikhailo a murderer?
No.
We need something that belonged to him.
Sure. I have his things at home.
This is incredible. A flower pot fell from the windowsill.
The spirit has come. Natalia's deceased husband, Mikhailo, was standing next to her.
I felt Mikhailo's presence. I felt him touch me.
He says, "Please stop this, or else Artem will stay all alone."
It's our son.
He's asking you to find the man who is the murderer.
The man who is the murderer? Who's that?
Mikhailo's spirit kept repeating, "I have to go. You must save her. I beg you. I am not a murderer."
Does it mean the deadly danger is not coming from Mikhailo? Then what force is threatening Natalia's life and has already taken 2 of her husbands to the other world?
This is what I see. A man standing. He holds you like this. First, he holds you by the throat. It hurts a lot and you're terrified. It gets dark in your eyes. He's strangling you. Who is this?
It's my first husband, Vitaly.
Natalia was married to Vitaly for less than a year, and a year after divorcing him, she started dating Mikhailo. And just like the other 2, Natalia's first husband died under mysterious circumstances.
Vitaly is no longer there. What does this mean?
He died.
This is horrifying. This young woman has already lost 3 husbands in less than a decade.
Did he abuse you badly?
Natalia says that after the wedding, Vitaly changed rapidly. From a loving husband, he turned into a real monster.
We divorced.
Could it be Vitaly who's taking your husbands to the other world? Because he was very angry with you during his life. Bring me his photo. I see you run into a house. Take a shirt and carry it somewhere. Did someone tell you to do something? Did you cast a love spell on him?
I went to see a woman who reads cards. She spread the cards and said I had grief. I had it and I would have it. And she told me to bring my husband's shirt.
Natalia decided to see the fortune teller when Vitaly started behaving aggressively.
I wanted him to be as attentive and helpful to me as he had been before the wedding.
He says he didn't go because of magic.
Vitaly was also a victim of the same entity.
His heart stopped.
All the 3 husbands' hearts stopped suddenly. What is this force that's been taking Natalia's husbands to the other world?
Natalia, who is the woman in a white dress standing next to you?
But there is no woman in white in the photo.
I don't see anybody.
Like you, she's wearing a beautiful white dress like a bride. However, this woman is holding her head in her hands.
Think about your dream.
The beheaded woman. What is this place?
We married there.
Could it be related to the place you were at?
Let's go.
This is the famous Paranormal Castle, built back in the 11th century.
I feel the presence of an otherworldly force here. I need my candles.
What's going on? It seems like someone knocked the candles out of Olga Kalinova's hands.
I see the girl in the yellow dress again. She's little. She disappeared again.
The staff of the castle staff saw the psychics out of the window and hurried.
My name is Oksana. I'm a tour guide in the castle.
We need to find this place. Can you take us there?
Yes, it's the upper courtyard.
Natalia, was it here?
There was the spirit of the beheaded woman in the white dress there.
Not only people with psychic abilities see her.
Tourists claim to see something in the photos, and I've seen it too.
The woman lives here. She's bound to this place. She says, "I am looking for the groom, and I will find him." She's also a widow. She was a very powerful woman. She saved people.
Ilona Zrinyi. She commanded the defense of the castle for almost 3 years. She saved the residents of the city and the surrounding villages.
Historians say that Ilona Zrinyi was one of the few female military leaders in medieval Europe. After her husband was captured, she defended her castle against Austrian troops for 3 years.
But why is she beheaded?
She died in Turkey, and in the early 20th century, her remains were reburied, but only part of the skeleton was found.
The skull was missing, wasn't it?
Yes.
In 1688, Ilona Zrinyi signed a capitulation because she could no longer defend the castle. After that, she and her children were taken to Vienna. There, she was sent to a monastery, and her son and daughter were taken away. Later, she went to Turkey to free her husband from captivity. The princess died in a foreign land from a deadly disease. When a decision to rebury her body in the family crypt was made, it turned out that someone had stolen her skull.
But why is she looking for a groom?
Ilona says that this groom is not a match for her daughter. He's an enemy and should be feared.
After Ilona Zrinyi capitulated, her daughter Juliana married an Austrian officer, and Ilona Zrinyi fought against the Austrian Empire.
The man killed her daughter, and now she's looking for him here.
Probably.
It turned out that the Austrian emperor ordered the killing of both of Ilona Zrinyi's heirs, so that the descendants of the great dynasty would not grow up and rebel against him. The woman's son was saved, but her daughter was indeed married off to an enemy, and after the closed wedding in the castle, she was never seen again.
I feel that the girl's groom poisoned her.
She wishes revenge. She says, "You need to find the man who is the murderer."
You were supposed to die near this castle. But another couple took the death upon themselves.
We were supposed to go for a photo shoot after the ceremony, but it so happened that the schedule shifted, and another couple went instead of us.
They went instead of you, and they are both dead.
Yes, their car crashed.
Natalia's wedding ceremony was supposed to end at noon. However, her parents forgot the rings at home, and Natalia arranged to swap with the couple who were after them. Later, she learned that the car with the couple was heading to the same church where she and her husband were supposed to go. But on the way, a truck crashed into it. The newlyweds died on the spot.
I thought that maybe this couple of newlyweds could be taking revenge on Natalia from the other world because they died because of her. Let's check out that place.
A man appears in front of the newlyweds' car. He's dead.
This man was hit on the road, and his heart stopped from fear.
As our journalists found out, an accidental killing indeed happened on this stretch of the road. The driver of the car in which the newlyweds were traveling lost control and hit a man crossing the road.
After his death, his spirit has been bound to this spot. He stops cars with loving couples to find his killer, thereby provoking new accidents.
I didn't do anything bad to him, so why was I supposed to be in that accident?
You were supposed to be there because some force is hunting you. Do you understand it? This is it that sets such deadly traps in your life.
The spirit of this man had nothing to do with what was happening to Natalia. However, I still performed a ritual so he could no longer provoke accidents.
There was a reason we sensed the accident. The crash that happened here is related to another very terrible wreck.
Did you lose anybody in a car accident?
My mother died in a car crash. She was in a car with a man, and they had a wreck.
Natalia's mother and her friend were returning from work with a bus. The driver survived, but the woman died on the spot.
Your mother is here and she wants to hug you. She says, "Baby, I miss you so much."
Mommy, I miss you too. When Olga hugged me, it felt exactly like how my mom hugged me when I was little.
The same force that killed Natalia's husbands took her mother to the other world. She says, "This force must be stopped. We died because of it." We?
Dad died too.
It's unbelievable. After everything Natalia had to go through, she also lost her father. A completely healthy man suddenly started bleeding internally. Natalia immediately called an ambulance, but the doctors couldn't save him.
It still hurts.
Your mother says you need to return to your home.
Let's go.
Natalia, I see your mother again, and she's not alone. She's holding a little girl by the hand. I've seen the girl earlier today. She's wearing a yellow dress. I can't understand who she is.
The girl says, "I feel guilty for killing those you love."
She has blonde curly hair, green eyes, and she's wearing a yellow dress.
I don't know who she is. Why is she killing my relatives and loved ones?
She's bound to your family because of a curse.
What curse? By whom?
By a woman.
Who is that woman?
Quiet. The girl. She says she was killed. Tell me, who killed you? She says your father killed her.
Now I get it. It wasn't my father's fault. He was driving the car, and this girl ran onto the road. He swerved, but he still hit her.
Yes, your father didn't mean it. It was an accident.
And now I understand that it was his spirit that visited me in the morning. Reveal the secret of the murder. I see a woman who looks very much like you. She tells your father, "May everyone in your family die, and my child always follow your family."
This is the girl's mother.
These words worked like a curse. The child is suffering because she's forced to take people to the other world, and she can't find peace because of this.
Water. Have some water.
Please help me.
We'll try to break the curse. Ask for forgiveness from the bottom of your heart.
I'm asking you and your parents to forgive me for what my father did. I have a son growing up, and I fear for his life. I can't imagine what I would do if this happened to my child. I'm sincerely asking for forgiveness.
I no longer see the girl here, and I don't feel her. She's left this world.
Let me hug you. You're a strong woman.
I'm really grateful to you.
An incredibly tragic story.